Jai Hind children. In this video today we will discuss upon simple cash book. Simple cash book which consists only the cash column in it. Okay, so today we'll do a simple problem so that we can understand it. So here is a format of the cash book as you can see it on the screen. This is a date column on the left hand side, that is a debit side. Then the next column is particular, the detail of the transaction, and then the ledger folio and amount. Same thing with the credit side, it means the right hand side of the ledger, that is date, particular, ledger folio, and amount. So now we will fill the transaction into this cash book. The first transaction says cash in hand rupees 12,000. So the date is what? It is January 1st. Okay, now as we move into the particular, it's a cash in hand. So it's a balance of the previous year. Okay, it's a balance of previous year. So it's a balance, as you all know, what? Brought down. Balance brought down, ledger folio is not in use. So balance brought down is 12,000 rupees. Now the next transaction is of January 5 and that is cash received from Bhanu. So again, it's a cash received. And when cash comes in, as per the traditional approach, it is debited. Isn't it debited? So now the next is January 5. I'm taking separate columns for the separate transactions. You can continue without making the rows in a single column also. So it's a cash received from Bhanu. The journal entry will be cash account debited to Bhanu's account. So in this journal entry, the cash is debited. So debit side, we will record into the cash book. So to Bhanu and how much cash is received. This is 4,000 cash is received. Okay. Now rent paid on January 7th. Rent paid. It means the cash is going out. When the cash goes out, it is always recorded at the credit side because rent account debited to cash account. So cash is credited. So at the credit side, we will record it by rent. The cash is credited by rent account and the amount is 2,000 rupees. Now, next transaction of January 10 says purchase goods from Murari for cash. So basically, it's a cash purchases. The goods are purchased in cash. So cash is going out. So again, at the credit side, January 10, we'll write down the date. And now the cash is moving out because of the purchases. Purchases account. Okay. Purchases account and the amount of the cash purchases 6,000 rupees. The next transaction, sold goods for cash. It means the general entry is cash account debited to sales account. So cash is debited over here. So in that case, we will enter it into the debit side of the cash book. So why the cash is coming in? Because goods are sold on cash. So it should be account. Well, and what's the amount of the sales? The amount of sales is rupees 9,000. So we will write here in the column of amount. Now the next transaction is purchases of stationery. It means the stationery is purchased for cash. Now the cash is going out for the purchase of stationery. It will be recorded at the credit side of the cash account because cash is going out. Stationery is purchased for 300 rupees. Now the next transaction, again cash paid to Rahul on account. It means some amount is paid to Rahul on January 22 and again the cash is moving out. Cash is paid to Rahul. How much cash is paid to Rahul? That is 2,000 rupees cash is paid to Rahul. So it will be recorded at which side? The credit side of the cash book because cash is going out. The next, January 28 says paid salary. So again, when the organization or the businessman is paying salary to the employees, the cash is going out. So again, it will be recorded at the credit side of the ledger because cash is when cash moves out, it's always credited. Credited means the right hand side. How much salary is paid? 1,000 rupees salary is paid. And again, last transaction of January 30 says paid rent. तो रेंट पे करेंगे तब भी आपका पैसा बाहर जाएगा. So when the cash goes out, it's always recorded at the credit side of the cash book. So it's a rent account. That's a salary account. Okay. And how much rent is paid? That is 500 rupees. Rent is paid. So the credit side is for payments and debit side is for what? Debit side is for what? Receipts. And while making the cash book, your payment cannot exceed your receipts. So how much cash is received? So the total cash received is, अगर हम देखें, the total cash received is 12,000 plus what? 4,000 and plus how much? 9,000 is equals to 25,000. So the total cash received is 25,000. ये आपके क्या थे? ये आपकी थी receipts. ओके. अब हम आते हैं किस पे? अब हम टोटल लगाते हैं अपने पेमेंट्स का. हाउ मच कैश इज पेड? सो टोटल पेमेंट्स देखते हैं भाई. अब आपके 2,000 रुपीज प्लस व्हाट? 6,000 रुपीज and then plus 300 plus 2,000 plus 1,000 plus 500 is equals to 11,800. Now cash balance. Cash balance is equals to 25,000 minus 11,800 rupees. So how much cash is left in hand? That is 13,200. And January is a month of 30.31 days. So on the last date of the month, the balance left in hand, that is balance carried down. It means it will be carried down to the next month. And the amount is what? 13,200 rupees. And the total of the credit side is also become what? 25,000. Now the balance will be transferred to the next month. Okay. And the next month is what? That is February 1st. And again, we'll leave the balance here. This is to balance what? Brought down. How much balance is brought down for the next month? That is 13,200 rupees. Now the month of February will start the cash in hand of rupees 13,200. So basically the concept is what? The cash book records receipts at the debit side and the payment at the credit side. The payment cannot be exceed than the payments, and the balance is what? 13,200 rupees. So that's all for today's this video, and then we'll meet in the next video with another problem.